From the day I arrived to my community as a youth development volunteer, I was eager to begin putting my social work skills to use. To my surprise, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, I was approached by different individuals daily asking, when do English classes begin? Day 1. My explanation was lengthy. What is Peace Corps? The goals? Why am I here? Youth development. Day 5. Merely a sign-up sheet with the I'll let you know when we start. Fast forward 15 months, and we are thriving in the midst of Jumpstart, a month-long intensive English summer camp. Though camp was 20 days, parents and students understood that Fridays were left open for field trips. The only catch was that we needed to raise funds to be able to go. Parents banded together like never before to make ceviche with locally donated fish and sold it during a 40-person classical choir concert in the community. In addition, each student solicited community members to purchase raffle tickets. I remember the day a mother and I counted funds raised. As the students gave a mighty drum roll, we announced that they had made enough to go on the Friday adventures. The room erupted with cheers of celebration and pride. 2 weeks in and 2 weeks to go. The day that we all anxiously awaited arrived. We would go to the Manuel Antonio National Park, just 25 minutes by bus away from our community. A tico, as Costa Ricans call themselves, would provide a tour of the park. They were excited to interact in English with someone from their home country. I placed a follow-up call to the tour guide, and in a voice of deep regret was informed, I can't, I'm so sorry, something came up. In futile attempts to request a replacement, the call was ended. I returned to the classroom to see bright and smiling faces. I hear many of our learned call and responses being practiced. We respect people, places, and things. Rounding up the students, we begin our venture to what is to be the pinnacle of our camp experience. For many, this would be their first time to the national park, even in its close proximity. We were well on our way to the park, and in the midst of singing and laughing with the students, I leaned over to another volunteer and shared that we had 0 options for a tour guide. The other volunteer and myself walked ahead of the students, asking every possible person if they knew about the park, knew any English, knew a tour guide, and without fail, every answer was no. As I left the group at the front gate to pick up the tickets from the window with what I can only imagine was a look of distress on my face, a guy with a telescope and sunglasses approached me. He asked about the students and where they were from. It turns out this gentleman was a bilingual tour guide from that very same community, looking for a way to get involved with youth. With only a hint of a question on my part, he became our tour guide. Students were able to hear of the wildlife in the park and practice their English all in one. This was hands down their favorite day of camp. Murphy's Law tells us, everything that can go wrong will. And while my Peace Corps service in snapshots will uphold this declaration, the clause, the caveat, the continuation should read, everything that can go wrong will, and when it does, look to the beings around you for help, and collectively you will rise. I am so thankful for the selfless act of a stranger on that day.